Hello, everyone. This is Jay Dobbins, your host of the Marvel DC Universe Fan Club. We are now at episode 254, and I'll be doing my review on the New Mutants. So it'll be my first movie review since March 14th of this year, because during that day, that's when I did a review on Bloodshot. So. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen the New Mutants yet, I strongly recommend that you do not listen to this episode. You've been warned. So, this is one of the last films from 20th Century Fox, which, of course, gave Disney the rights to the film. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. So, but anyway, the movie starts off with Danielle, or Danny Moonstar, a young Cheyenne, Native American. She escapes the destruction of her reservation during a tornado in 1970. During the chaos, Danny's father, William, hides her before an unseen entity kills him, leaving her the only survivor. After being knocked unconscious, Danny awakens in a hospital run by Dr. Cecilia Reyes. Reyes comforts Danny, telling her that she is a mutant, and advises her to remain in the hospital until she learns what her abilities are and controls them. Danny is introduced to 4 other young teenagers: Sam Guthrie, Ileana Rasputin, Roberto da Costa, and Rain Sinclair. Reyes has brought each of them to the hospital after they have all suffered a tragedy. Sam brought down a whole mine on his father and co-workers. Roberto burned his girlfriend to death. Rain escaped her religiously strict village after being branded as a witch, and Ileana was haunted by her past in child slavery, which manifests itself as otherworldly beings called the Smilemen. All of them are manifesting mutant abilities. Roberto can manipulate solar energy. Sam can fly at jet speed. Ileana has interdimensional sorcery powers, and Rain's lycanthropy allows her to turn into a wolf. Reyes herself is a powerful mutant who keeps her patients from leaving the facility by surrounding it with unbreakable force fields. Yep, so turns out she was a mutant too. But anyway, collectively, the 5 of them believe that they are being trained to join the X-Men, hence the strict supervision, as well as Reyes reminding them that they are considered dangerous and should not leave until they have mastered their abilities. Danny immediately befriends Rain, eventually forming a romantic relationship, while Ileana continues to antagonize Danny. When Danny fights back, she discovers that Ileana's only friend is a hand puppet of a purple dragon that who she calls Lockheed. Soon, the group all begin to have horrifying visions of their past tragedies. One of them results in Rain getting branded in the neck. Ileana deduces that the visions are a result of Danny's powers manifesting. She has the ability to create illusions based on a person's psyche. So that's bad. Anyway, Reyes consults her employers, the XX Corporation, who instruct her to collect Danny's DNA and have her euthanized. As Reyes takes Danny away, Rain suspects that something's wrong. Ileana and Sam are attacked by the Smile Man while Roberto tries to break into the barrier. Break through the barrier. Which has shrunken down, of course. But anyway, Danny uses her powers to learn of Reyes' true intentions before Rain arrives in half-wolf form and mauls Reyes, forcing her to flee. The five regroup and realize that in order to escape, they have to kill Reyes to deprive the force fields of their power source. They find her and Reyes traps them, revealing that she was training them to be killers for Essex. Before she can crush Danny to death, the entity, the demon bear, of course, who had been following Danny and was the true reason her reservation was destroyed, arrives and mauls Reyes, throwing her body down onto the floor. Ileana summons her powers to jump between Limbo and recruits a real-life version of Lockheed to take on the demon bear, of course. Eventually, Sam and Roberto join the fight, overcoming their insecurities in the process. Rain tries to reach through to the unconscious Danny until she is forced to fight the demon bear alone. Danny is visited by her father's spirit, who encourages her to face her fear. Danny awakens and confronts the demon bear, calming it into submission and allowing it to rest. As day breaks, the group, now calling themselves the New Mutants, learn that the force field is down and head out together to face the unknown. So, for those who don't know about the New Mutants is based off of a comic book from, I guess, the 1970s or 1980s, I believe. And the New Mutants are, of course, Wolfsbane, Rain Sinclair, a.k.a. Wolfsbane, Ileana Rasputin, a.k.a. Magic, Sam Guthrie, a.k.a. Cannonball, Daniel Moonstar, also known as Moonstar, but she goes by other aliases like Mirage and, of course, Valkyrie later on in the universe. Well, Marvel Universe, that is. Well, Marvel Comic Universe. And Bobby DaCosta is also known as Sunspot. So, but you know what's funny is that they said it was a horror film, or it's supposed to be a horror film, not the rated R version though. But it was PG-13. The only thing about the film that it's supposed to be scary though. The only part about the movie that creeped me out was the minister that was mauled to death and then came back and branded, Wolfsbane, or Rain Sinclair rather. But anyway, the writing was decent. The film was decent. The continuity was, I would say, decent as well, because they had the reshoot, so obviously they put a lot of time into it, and they were very consistent of it. So I give them kudos for that. The cast was good. The special effects was also good. of course, you're gonna need that special effects. I like how they mentioned the X-Men, so that was good. Turns out Colossus was never mentioned, even though Magic, or Ilyana, is the sister of Colossus. So, but then again, they probably, I guess his name might have been mentioned. I can't remember, but I might have to watch the film again just to see if I can catch that. But cast was good. The problem is, or was, like, it was only released in 2 countries, which was the United Kingdom and, of course, the United States. Now, the production budget was 67 to $80 million. And the problem is that they made $35.5 million in the box office, which is unfortunately bad. But I still like the film, even though it didn't get good reviews from critics. But then again, critics don't give most critics don't give movies good reviews anyway. But yeah, it didn't go over. It didn't even make $100 million. It didn't even make it made half. If it was like 67 million, but the production budget was somewhere between 67 million to 80 million. So I wouldn't say that. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. If it really was 67 million, then it probably they would have made half. But if it was I would say they were like almost to 40 million. So they would have made almost half of the 80 million. But anyway, the cinematography was good. Production was good. The setting was good. The special effects was good, of course. I like how the mutants, Cannonball, Wolfsbane, Moonstar, and Magic were introduced. However, Sunspot, Bobby Costa, of course, was in X-Men. That character was in the X-Men Days of Future Past, so the 2014 X-Men movie. But I like how these other mutants were introduced. So, but of course, they're gonna scrap it. They're gonna scrap the New Mutants anyway. As much as I hate to say that. So that was the final film of 20th Century, the final X-Men film of 20th Century Fox. But I'd say that as far as reshooting, it seems like they did a good job, reshooting. Because, if they hadn't, it probably would have been crap. But so, it was very decent. So I'll probably add that to my collection of X-Men DVDs, So yeah, I liked how they went out with a bang, But thanks to COVID, they kind of, they weren't able to make as much money and make it available to other theaters worldwide. But yeah, that concludes this review. Feel free to visit us, like us on Facebook. We're available on iTunes, the Google Play Music app, Spotify, and of course YouTube.